Ryan Garcia blames Devin Haney for this fight flopping. Oh yeah, flopping. And it's going to be interesting to see how people dig their way out of this hole now that Ryan Garcia admits that those ticket sales ain't what they supposed to be and gives an explanation for it. Let's talk about that in this video. Gervonta Tank Davis does not get a lot of credit from his critics. He gets a lot of criticism from his critics. So much criticism from his critics that people start believing what they're saying and acting like nothing that he's doing is very special. So when Gervonta Davis sells 1.2 million pay-per-views and it does a $23 million gate in Vegas against Ryan Garcia, everybody thinks, well, all these critics think, well, it must be Ryan that did it. Because we know, according to Rick Glazier, Gervonta Davis's last pay-per-view did 45,000 pay-per-views. He's an anomaly. He's the only person in the history of boxing that can do a $5 million gate, but nobody watches him on pay-per-view. And people just would go with that report every time it came out. For every PBC fighter it came out about, but specifically for Gervonta Davis, believing something like they're just telling you, look, man, believe me, don't believe your lying eyes. So apparently, Ryan Garcia was drinking the Kool-Aid and Devin Haney was drinking the Kool-Aid and believed, hey, we're as big a name or a bigger name than Gervonta is. We've got more fans than Gervonta does. We just need to fight each other and we'll do more than Gervonta. You had Devin Haney started calling himself the face of boxing, which to me is like, man, are you kidding me? How in the world can you possibly get that? How do you get that sound to get up out your lips? Amazing to me. But never mind. That whole lot of people bought it. Why? Because, hey, man, if Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing, if he's the guy, if he can say it because he sold these tickets, I know I can sell what he sells. So I'm the face of boxing. Only problem is Gervonta Davis is talking about what he did, and you all are talking about what you think somebody can do because now they're only 24, but soon they'll be full grown. Man, pay-per-view numbers are not genetic. They don't go up. You don't like, well, I'm 7 years old. My pay-per-view numbers are 50,000. By the time I'm 15, I'll be this tall. We'll be doing 100,000. That's not how that works. It's not how it works at all. So what do you have now? You have Ryan Garcia talking to reporters, explaining why the ticket sales for that event are not doing well. And he says, well, it's the ticket prices and it's Devin Haney. Those two things. Says it's the ticket prices and it's Devin Haney. Well, seeing as you're selling the tickets for the same price roughly that Gervonta Davis was selling his tickets for when he fought Rolly Romero, give or take $50, and they sold for Rolly Romero and Gervonta. Why aren't they selling for you? Now, don't get me wrong. I think that the reason that there's still tickets available have a lot to do with the ticket prices, for sure. But the ultimate gate is going to be separated by the fact that Gervonta Davis can sell tickets at those prices, and you can't. I have no idea why in the world not Devin Haney. I don't believe he set the ticket prices. Oscar De La Hoya, king of the delusional ones, would set the ticket prices at Vegas prices for the fight between Gervonta and Ryan Garcia. But that was one thing. The other thing is that now Ryan is also blaming Devin and saying, look, I also don't believe it's just that. I believe that Devin is not a draw. Devin is not somebody that sold a lot of tickets, so the interest in me fighting Devin isn't that high. Well, who would have known? Especially since Devin Haney did not, despite people saying that he did not sell out his hometown in San Francisco. There was over 3,000 tickets either given away or went unsold. Now, of course, people can say, well, hey, a term of art for in the sport of boxing, when you sell out, is 80%. Only problem is that was less than 80%. But anyway, so it wasn't like the tickets were flying off the shelf there. So why would you expect it to be in New York, to be so in New York, when Devin is from Nevada, Henderson, Nevada? His family is from Oakland, California. Ryan Garcia is from California. But you put a fight over on the East Coast in Brooklyn, New York, where there are not a lot of Mexicans in New York. I'm sure there are a lot, and I'm sure there's thousands and thousands and thousands of Mexicans in New York. But when you compare that to the millions that are on the West Coast, it's not a lot like that. So you have that issue, right? So just all around. And why can you do this? Because, hey, Gervonta can do it. Gervonta is from the East Coast. He sold out on the West Coast. Gervonta is from the East Coast. He sold out in the South. It's not like Gervonta is from, Gervonta is from Atlanta, right? Gervonta Davis is, he sells out East. He sells out in the South. He sells out in the West. Man, so since Gervonta did it, we must be able to do it too. We're just going to act like we're him. No, man, you can ride on his coattails in his mouth, in your mouth, out of your mouth, right? And say, I'm the face of boxing. I'm the reason we sold this tickets. Gervonta's never sold this many tickets without me. Yeah, man, but you ain't never sold none without him. Right. And that's the silly argument that you get when, it's a kid argument. A cousin to that argument is where people say, oh, Michael Jordan is this really great he's a great basketball player. He's the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. Yeah, but he never won without Scotty. So what? You think, was Scotty shooting his shots for him? Was Scotty stealing the ball for him? Scotty was the one averaging 30 points a game and leading the league in steals and was MVP and the number one scorer and the defensive player of the year. Scotty was doing all that for Michael Jordan? No, Scotty was another team member that was out there with him, who's a very good player and a Hall of Fame player in his own right. But that doesn't mean Michael Jordan can't do what Michael Jordan did. Like, he was waiting to figure it out until Scottie Pippen showed up. So same thing with this stuff that you guys are doing with Gervonta Davis, man. You guys are going to learn. Those people are learning to their own detriment that Gervonta Davis is a big name. He has a big fan base, and he has people that want to see him fight and people that want to see him fight anybody. Just lying about what his numbers are and lying about how much money you're making and lying about what your numbers are and lying about just all kind of different stuff is not going to make that fact go away and turn these people who really don't even know you into real people. Buying Instagram followers, buying Instagram views, buying Twitter views, none of that stuff isn't real. It may make the couple people that are looking at you see those numbers and say, oh, they're big. But in your heart of hearts, you should know, yeah, I bought those. Yeah, I bought those. Yeah, the numbers are there, but hey, man, I bought those. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.